Legacy generation, living impactfully, leaving a mark.
Um, friends are important, but the distance you have with your friend really matters when it comes to your relationship. Because I don't know if you've ever had or even ever experienced situations where someone in a relationship complains about another person's friend in the same relationship, the other partner's friend. Yeah, so it's very important that we have good friends, friends who really matter, and friends who have the best intentions for us, but still keep a safe distance, that we are happy as friends, but we don't find ourselves in any entanglement, be it physical, be it emotional. Yes, so friends are important. Friends are very, very important, and that is why we need to keep them. If you don't maintain a friendly distance, if you don't maintain a healthy distance, you will end up losing your friend. So what is a healthy distance? A healthy distance is, in a friendship, makes a friendship uh, makes a friendship sober. Sober in terms of emotions, sober in terms of, I have this friend that I really trust, even if they are male friends or female friends, while you are of the opposite gender. It is, you feel as if this friend is there for you, and they have good intentions for you, and of course you have determined and established that this, we are friends. We cannot go past that. Of course, there are also situations where you have friends whom you feel you might go past that with time, and you're praying about it. But meanwhile, while you're still friends, it is important to keep a safe distance. A safe distance entails having a friend who builds you, who who builds you in a spiritual aspect, be it in any social aspect, but they build you. A healthy distance does not involve unhealthy hugs. There are friends who hug, yes, but there are friends who also hug in an unhealthy manner. Like, you are friends, but the way you hug does not really show that you are purely friends. Number two, a healthy friendly distance entails discipline in visits. Like, for example, you want to go and visit your friend, and you when you're in a healthy friendship, you need to have boundaries of, what time should I come to your house? What time should not find me in your house? Because healthy friends of different genders should not be in a house up to late. We are human beings, and there is a way, in as much as you might have good intentions for that visit, in as much as you might be very, very innocent in your mind, in as much as you might feel that you will not fall into an entanglement. Late visits, unhealthy hugs, late night chats about nothing. Like, yes, there are some friends that you're very close with, but there are some friends that you have late night chats with that are not appropriate. They're chats that, I know you get me. There are some friends who they are friends, but the languages they use, the things they say sometimes does not really emulate some form of purity. And so it is very important that as friends we have a distance. We have a distance of, what should I share with this friend that will not lead them on. I will talk about leading on. What should I not do with this friend that will keep our friendship pure and healthy? What should I, which boundary should I not cross? You see? And so it is healthy to have friends, yes, but there is a level of closeness that we should not have with friends of different gender. it is very natural for ladies to be close. Of course, it is not as natural for men to be as close as ladies are, but it is also very natural for men to be close to ladies. Um, but with all this normality that there is, it is important that we know how to keep ourselves sober in a friendship. Yeah. So why is a healthy distance important for friends? A healthy distance is important, and it is very necessary for 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 a friendship to be sustained. A friendship with entanglements, a friendship that has emotional entanglements, a friendship that has physical entanglements. It might not be as intimate as you might think, but just an inappropriate hug is enough to be a physical entanglement. And developing emotions that are not appropriate. For example, like you just know very well that you're not headed anywhere with this friend as partners in future, but the level of closeness that you have leads you to developing some emotions that you are afraid about. Yeah. So keeping a healthy friendship is important, especially to sustain your friendship, one, and two, to safeguard the peace of your relationship. Yes. Many people, many couples have problems with the other partner. One partner has problems with the other partner, and it's not the first time we are hearing about this. You might have heard it from different relationships, but it is there. Some people actually, mostly, let me just say this before I continue, that mostly ladies get attached easier and faster than men. Like, you will realize a lady might even have a best male friend, which to some extent, when a healthy distance is kept, it is very normal. But when a healthy distance is not kept, it is not normal at all. And so the other partner starts becoming insecure, not for any reason, but for the fact that there are things you can share with this friend that you cannot share with them. There are things you do with this friend that you cannot do with them. There are things you identify with more with the other friend than your partner. And so it brings that problem. Number two, an unhealthy friendship leads to termination of friendship. For example, if I have a very, very close friend who is a lady, a friend that I share with everything, a friend that I can visit at any time, a friend that I can talk to at any time, have very long calls even at night, and then I get into a relationship, I am very, very sure that we will not have the same closeness that we used to have, because these are things that I should be doing. Some of them should be doing with my partner. Like someone who is my partner deserves that attention, that level of attention, than someone who is my friend. Of course, in a situation where I am already in a relationship. So you will realize that with time you part ways. You just, as in, you won't be as close as you used to be. But this can be prevented when you keep a healthy distance from the start. That yes, we can be as good friends as possible. We can try to do things as friends much as possible, but there is a level of intimacy, a level of closeness that you should not get with. As in, you should not be involved in, as in, you should not reach with a friend. It is important to share things. It is important to share intimate stuff. it is important to share moments that you feel you're not as strong as you expect. But remember that this makes you vulnerable, and vulnerability comes, it brings some form of closeness. So when you share with someone whom you're close with informally, like someone mwenye mmezoeana tu na yeye, you will realize that they start getting closer. And therefore, I would advise that you have a circle of friends that you are accountable to. Accountability is different from being close. Like, have a mentor that you can share with. Have someone you look up to that you can share with. Someone you are assured that even if I become vulnerable to them, this cannot lead it cannot lead to any form of entanglement. Yes, number 2, have friends of the same gender that you can share with before you share with someone of a different gender. There are some things that, actually, let me tell you the truth. There are some things regarding intimacy. There are some things regarding very deep personal stuff that it's not healthy to share with someone of a different gender. Yes, so have a level of boundary that you form with friends of different gender, in a way that when you get into a relationship, or when you get married or you marry, your friendship will not be terminated. Your friendship will not be spoiled just because you got a partner. That is what I mean by healthy friendship. A healthy friendship is a friendship that is sustained all through your lives, all through the stages of your lives. That yes, we are friends, but our friendship does not change because I got into a relationship. That my friendship does not terminate because that is what I mean by a healthy friendship, a healthy distance. That everything that you do, it is purely for friends. The way you greet, the way you hug, if it's possible, the way you talk on the phone, the way, as in the nature of your visits, clearly stipulates that, by the way, we are friends and we are here for each other, whatever happens. But we are still, as in, we have given the allowance. Like, we haven't really tampered with the intimacy that only our partners deserve. Yes, because if that is not observed, there are entanglements that begin to crop in. By entanglements, I mean that you start feeling attracted to this friend, not in a healthy way, but in a lustful way. That is number 1. You start getting attracted to this person. You start thinking about them. You start, as in, without any intention. It is natural for friends to develop feelings for each other, but it is healthy when these feelings develop when you are purely friends. Like these feelings should develop when you are not as close as if you're partners. They should develop when God wills, and they should develop at the right time, and they should develop when you are purely friends, not the other way around. Because these entanglements, they come in a lustful way. They cause you to develop lust. Yes. So a healthy friendship should really lead you to, yes, a healthy friendship should lead you to like some form of sustenance, so that you don't terminate your friendship just because you have a partner. Because there are many friends who, as they grow closer, they tend to send signals to the other person, signals that might mislead the other person to believing that that you are developing feelings for them, and that you have rendered them special, more special than other friends. And this is what I mean by leading someone on. Leading someone on, for example, when you are a guy, you do things to this lady that you don't do to any ordinary friend. Yet in your mind, you know very well that you don't mean any intentions other than friendship. Of course, leading on is like sending signals to this person that you are looking at them in a different way. And you can lead someone on when you're very sure of your feelings about them, and you're sure that you want to pursue this. But you should not lead someone on, either intentionally or not, while you know that you don't have any other intentions apart from friendship. You should not do things you can lead someone on when you personally do not know that you are doing that. For example, you treat this lady, you take her out, you buy her things, and you know very well that these are things that make her feel more special, like more special than a friend should feel. But you still do them, you see. Then, personally, you know in your heart that, by the way, this is just a friend, you see. And already that is crossing a boundary that you shouldn't cross. You should not lead someone on when you know that you don't have intentions of having a relationship with them. And these are really hurt people. Ladies too. Ladies get attached to friends. Like, a lady would just want attention, she would just want to speak to you, she would just want to walk with you, all those things. And deep in her heart, she knows that, by the way, this is just a friend. But you know, the signal you're sending to the other person is showing that you want more than friendship. Yet deep within you, you know that is not what you want. You're just being friends. So this is what I mean by an unhealthy distance. You should not do things that can signal the other person the wrong way, that you have feelings for them, yet you do not. Just have a friendship that is normal. It is very, very, very healthy, by the way, to have ground rules. To have ground rules that, by the way, you should not stay in my house up to 8 p.m. Yes. Number 2, we should not call past this time. Number 3, there are things that as friends we should not like engage in. There are some forms of hugs that we should not have as friends, because if we don't have these ground rules, we end up having entanglements. And by the way, it is something that is inevitable. Once two people of different gender, of different yes, have come close together, closer than friends, it is inevitable that there are some emotions that will start developing. And these emotions, they're not healthy. Mostly they come with lust. And you find yourself when you have grown closer as friends, either the two of you or one of you starts feeling, I am jealous of that guy, he's taking my place, yet you're still friends, and that is not healthy. So it is important that we keep a healthy friendship, because it might lead to what I'm going to talk about next, that is unreciprocated love. You might grow very close with a friend, knowing that, by the way, initially we intended for this friendship to be just friendship. Like, in our sober minds, we know that we cannot end up together. But as time goes by, you realize that you are developing feelings for this person, and yet deep down they know that, by the way, we know very well, both of us, that we cannot do this. We cannot do this for either one reason or the other. Probably you just know very well that compatibility is an issue, or probably when if it's like if both of you have an issue with age, then age is an issue, and then these things still grow, and then you end up actually terminating your friendship, not on a friendly basis now, but on a heartbreak basis, that by the way, I love this person, but he or she didn't love me back. That is what I mean by unreciprocated love. Unreciprocated love is a situation where one, you love somebody, but they totally do not love you back. They don't love you. Actually, you might realize that they love someone else. Number two, unreciprocated love also can mean a situation where you are deeply in love with somebody, but they don't love you in the same measure as you love them. That would mean that probably they have feelings for you, but the intensity of the feelings they have for you cannot compare with the intensity of the feelings you return unto them. And so there seems to be a gap between the two of you. So that is what I mean by unreciprocated. That either you are not loved at all, or you are not loved in the same measure. Yes. So unreciprocated love is really hurtful for the victim. Like, for example, if I love a lady and she doesn't love me back, or she doesn't love me in the same measure, it really hurts. It's especially in the first case, that she doesn't love me at all. It's very hurtful. Guys, if you have ever experienced it, you can attest to it, that it's not easy. It brings you down to earth. It interferes with your self-esteem, especially depending on how the lady reacts. And there are also situations where the lady loves and the guy does not love. Of course, ladies do not speak out, most of them, but just the fact that, by the way, even with time you realize that this guy does not love you back, that alone is really hurtful, especially when you have had all these feelings in your heart, and you've had all these fantasies of a good relationship in your mind. It is very disappointing. It is very hurtful, and it is something that happens. It happens, and it is very normal. Yes, we experience hardships as human beings, and it is something that someone can get over. But unrequited love or unreciprocated love is something that it is something that can be prevented from happening, especially when it arises from an unhealthy friendship. So it means that if you keep a healthy distance as friends, there is a high possibility that you will not develop these feelings or emotional entanglements. Therefore, unrequited love, you won't reach that level. There are times that someone just genuinely loves the other person, like you just genuinely love the other person. It happens very many times, and then as a guy, you go and propose, then you are either told no from the beginning, or you are requested to give, like she requests you to give her some time, and then after that some time she still comes back with a no. Or even a lady who has developed feelings for this guy, and she's really praying for God to open his eyes, but his eyes are still closed, and then you even realize later that, by the way, he has a new girlfriend, or he is in love with someone else. It's equally hurtful. And so unrequited love affects us as youths very much, and sometimes it cannot be prevented, but there are some forms that can be prevented. Additionally, there are situations that For example, a man proposes to a lady, the lady says yes, but with time, the guy realizes that, by the way, this lady is not as much into this relationship, as I am. And that is another form of unrequited love, because you'd want to do things like you'd want to take her out sometimes. You'd want to, like, that zeal, and then she's very cold for one reason or another. She's very cold. But this one can be mended if, like, for example, if you're the guy and you feel that, by the way, my level of love is not at the same level of for this lady, and so you try to find a way of matching, like, not in your heart, because the outpour might not really be controllable, but in your mind, that, by the way, let us give this thing an allowance that we grow together. So love grows with time, actually. Love grows with time. So there is a possibility that this person is genuinely in love with you to the level that she can manage. But due to the fact that you started having feelings for her before her, there is a possibility that she might need time to come to your level. It happens. And this can really be mended with time, that you find a way of not feeling bad. You find a way of not feeling the gap. So in your mind, you try to match it, but you still express the love that you have. But if it's really genuine, then you will end up growing together. But it's also good to be alert of the situations where this lady says yes, but you feel that this amount of love, it does not match yours, and you don't see any possibility of them matching at all with time. Yes, and with that, it's very wise that you prioritize your peace of heart, so that you don't get hurt. You don't end up getting hurt through this relationship. There are ladies, probably I'm not talking to the ladies in this group, but I'm alerting guys of the ladies outside there, that there are ladies who will want to be in a relationship with you for one reason or the other, but they still do not want to be in it totally, but they see potential in you, they see a future with you. So what they do, they secure you by saying yes, but they are not totally into it, you see. So such things you need to, actually, it's God, it's only God who can enable you to overcome this, or to even to realize. Yes. So it's good to know that unreciprocated love is something that happens, and there are ways that we can deal with it. Yes. So, like I said, there are times that you can prevent an unreciprocated love, especially by keeping a healthy friendship. Then there are times that you cannot prevent it, especially when you have prayed about this person and you have enormous feelings for them, but they turn you down. It is demoralizing, it is discouraging, but it still happens sometimes, even to born-again Christians who love God. But we can overcome. You can actually overcome, whether you are a lady or a guy. That heartbreak, that disappointment, that demoralization, you can overcome it by Christ who strengthens you. Number one, it is important to accept the reality that, by the way, in as much as I loved this person this much, in as much as I feel that I need to be loved back, it still so happens that they don't love me back. And it still so happens that they turned me down. Sometimes they may turn you down in a very rude way. It still happens that for a lady, this person actually anakuonesha tu madharau, that they don't love you, and they love somebody else. It still happens. And that is a reality that we need to accept in our hearts when you become a victim of unreciprocated love. Because many people hurt because of denial. You hurt because you feel that you don't deserve that. You hurt because you feel as if that doesn't belong to you. Like you feel the level of like how handsome you are, how good you are, how kind you are. You don't that should not be your portion. That is how much we deny such things. But the only first way of healing from this form of heartbreak is when you accept that, by the way, this has happened to me. In as much as I feel I don't deserve it, in as much as I feel I deserve better, this has happened to me. And sometimes you'll feel mad at God that, by the way, God, I came to you praying about this lady. I came to you and I asked you for signs, and according to me, I saw those signs, but you still had to allow this to happen. That happens, yes. But actually, there's something I read a while ago, that when God allows something to happen in your life, that is God showing you his favor and God showing you his love. When God doesn't allow something to happen in your life, that is God protecting you. You never know what future God has seen between you and this person as a couple. You never know how heartbreaking you would have been. It would have been out like in the future. And with time you'll realize that, by the way, in as much as you feel you don't deserve this, you will realize that, by the way, you deserve better. And you will realize that, by the way, God will give you the better that you deserve. He always does. He's always faithful. That he will give you the person that you are really meant to have. That yes, you saw this person as the perfect person, but God will bring to you at the right time the perfect person, leave alone the person who turned you down, the very, very perfect person. And I'm assuring you, you will love it. You will love it. Yes, so one, you really need to accept the reality. Number two, there are people who are so inhuman. After they turn you down, when you were friends before, they still want to be close to you. They still want to be like ile closeness to ibaki, lakini amekuturn down. That is very, very inhuman. And I really encourage us that we don't do that here, because it's really hurting. And when you realize that the person is doing that to you, actually just walk away. For your own peace of mind and peace of heart, walk away. Because this person does not value your heart. They don't value what you are feeling. They don't value who you are. They don't value the fact that you pour your heart out to them. They do not value that. What they value is themselves, what they need from you, how important you are to them, how all those things. A very wise person who really values you will request that, by the way, take your time to heal. I am very sorry that I do not have feelings for you. I am very sorry that I could not reciprocate the love that you have for me. So have time to heal. I know that our closeness right now might not be the very thing you need, but have time to heal, and we need to mend our friendship so that we become friends. You see, that is someone who cares for you. But someone who tells you no today, and in the evening he starts saying that the way he still needs you as a friend, or she still needs you as a friend, the way you need to still be friends and be close. No. Please walk away for your own good. Number three, you need to know that God has the best at heart for you, and that he will give you the best at the right time. Sometimes we feel that God is unfair. I have felt that very many times personally. But trusting in God, there's this hymn that says it's so sweet to trust in Jesus. It is. Just to know that, says the Lord, that I have good plans for you, plans for prosperity and not for destruction. Thus says the Lord. That in as much as you have felt disappointed right now, have in your heart that God has the best for you, because he does. At the right time, you'll know the reason why, by the way, God allowed that to happen. At the right time, you'll know the reason why He had to allow that to happen, so that you can find someone better. So just to know that God has the best intentions for you. So if He says no, if He doesn't allow something to happen, know that there's a protection that He is intending there, or a lesson that He wants you to learn. But either way, know that God loves you and He has the best intentions for you. Yes, so unrequited love is something that you can overcome, and they are quite related to unhealthy friendships. And so you should also work on, if you are in any friendship that you realize that, by the way, tumepita boundary in one way or another, however simple it is, you might assume that a friend visiting you up late in the night is something normal, especially when you're two in the house. You might feel very safe. You might feel that very confident with yourself that whether this is something that cannot happen. We have already decreed that we will not cross this boundary. But trust you me, these things, they don't happen intentionally. You'll just realize in your mind that, by the way, kuna vile things have started developing. You see, and these things are not the things that you intend. They are related to lust. They're related to wanting to have sex with this person. They're related to wanting to hug this person tightly. They're not related to wanting to have a future with this person. You see, like, you have feelings for this person, but you don't see a future with them. And so you need to have definite boundaries, like definite boundaries that should not be crossed. When it is calling past 10 p.m., then if that has an effect on you, you need to say no. And a good friend who has good intentions for you, when you communicate in the right way, they will understand. When it's about coming to your house either alone or up to late in the night, you need to lay down these ground rules that will govern your friendship. You need to have respect for each other, because that is the only thing that will sustain your friendship. Because you cannot like, picture a situation that you're in a relationship and then you have this friendship. Will you still do the things that you're doing in this friendship right now? That is the only way you'll know if your friendship is good or bad. And when you realize that it's not good, please work on it. Work on it before you consider getting into a relationship, because you do not want a friendship affecting your relationship. You might end up losing both. Trust you me. So work on your friendship. Be pure at heart. Be pure at heart. There is a book I was reading, and it was saying sexual purity is not just about physical purity. It entails purity of the heart and the mind. That when you are saying that you're sexually pure, it is not just not having sex at all. No, it's about not thinking about someone in a sexual way. It's about not craving for, you see, not having cravings directed to someone, a person. Like, it entails a lot. Have a sexually pure mind, so that when you get into a relationship and when you get married, you will invest all that emotion to this person that you really care about. So I advise us that you have boundaries. Have boundaries. Ladies, have boundaries. Don't get too attached to a male friend, because some men will exploit that. Men, don't get too attached to a lady friend. Don't get too attached. An attachment is good, but don't cross a boundary. Please don't cross a boundary. In as much as you might feel an opportunity has come, she's single, I'm single, whatever, we can do anything for now. No, don't ever have that for now in your mind, because it will affect your future. It will affect your future. So thank you very much, and I hope that this will help you, and I pray that God will help us all to develop good relationships that please Him and give us peace of mind. Thank you.
Legacy generation. Living impactfully. Leaving a mark.